The region has very ambitious goals to transform the transportation landscape as we know it, most notably through investment, regulation, infrastructure, and innovative new technology. So we now turn our attention to the strategies to navigate market entry into the Middle East EV market. This next session will cover the key trends and how to leverage them for success. I'm now delighted to welcome our next speaker. Please give a very warm welcome to Faisal Sultan, VP and Managing Director for the Middle East at Lucid Motors. A very warm welcome.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here today at the Electric Vehicle Innovation Summit, speaking on the significant transformation that is happening in the auto industry. And this transformation is a global transformation, and Lucid wants to really play a key role in this transformation in the Middle East. So we are really leading the charge towards the cleaner mobility in the global footprint, but we have started also this transformation about a year and a half ago in the region. What is this transformation? The transformation of cleaner mobility is actually, the core part of that is the electric vehicles. As we've heard this morning from all the panels and all the keynote speakers that were here before me. With growing concerns about climate change, and you have seen a lot of recent occurrences, flooding that started about 2-3 years ago in the region, and it continues to happen every year. The frequency is going up. Currently, the tornadoes in North America, the average temperature every year has been rising. All of this is something that we really need to address. And how do we do that? So we can offer with an electric vehicle a cleaner and a greener alternative to the traditional combustion engine vehicle. And it is set to really shape the future of transformation. So in GCC, a lot of this transformation is already happening. We've heard this morning from the government officials, private sector, policymakers, experts, and you can see the UAE has also started a target to have at least 10% of all vehicles on the road to be electric by 2030, as already Heiko stated in the morning. Dubai's green mobility strategy to have 30% of public sector vehicles by 2030 and 10% of all vehicle sales to be electric and hybrid by 2030. And then the Saudi Green Initiative, which is also targeting 30% of new vehicle sales by 2030 in the kingdom, starting with Riyadh. We also have heard from the government publicly. They have stated that $50 billion worth of investment in Saudi Arabia will be done by 2030 to foster the growth of electric vehicle auto ecosystem. Those numbers are huge, and they are a very good start, because I think this is really what is needed to get a company like Lucid and others to succeed. How are we contributing towards this? So at Lucid, we are committed to positioning our global brand as an industry leader in EV technology in the Middle East. Our regional footprint has already started, as I talked about. We have started with an assembly plant in the kingdom, in King Abdullah Economic City, where we are already assembling cars, electric vehicles, 5,000 vehicles are capacity, and then we are also building a CBU plant around that facility, and the construction started at the beginning of this year, for having a capacity of 155,000 annual production. That plant is going to be ready in the next 3-4 years. And we will start producing cars for global exports out of that plant. We have made great strides in our development in the region. And our first studio that was opened just a few years ago is now one of the highest by sales studios in the world. That studio in Riyadh is going to be our flagship studio. Following that, we now are actually opening our second studio in the region, which is located in the City Walk in Dubai. It is going to be opening very soon in the next few weeks. I hope everyone here visits and looks at the Lucid car there. Going back to King Abdullah Economic City and our plant, we selected that location very strategically. So a lot of the time I get a question that why did we select a location in Saudi Arabia for this plant? So I want to answer that already by saying that, look, the region is hungry for development because of the great transformation that is happening. And it really makes sense to have a manufacturing base of electric vehicle, because the rapid growth of electric vehicles, as you saw from the data this morning. And based on that, it made sense from few things, because we could manufacture a product that could actually be through Red Sea corridor shipped globally to the world, and then also have the supply chain, because a lot of the supply chain that an electric vehicle needs and auto parts need already exist in the region. Currently, all of that gets exported out, and the value addition happens in the world somewhere else. So by having the manufacturing within the kingdom and in the region, you are really capturing that supply chain of raw material utilization within the region, and the value addition is happening here. So it really made sense economically to have our plant here. We have a great team, and at AM2 and also at our sales and marketing team, we have actually grown our regional footprint to around 300 people already in the last 2 years. And then a lot of the workforce, I'm proudly saying, are young Saudis and then local workforce. So we've done an amazing job in getting them trained in US in some cases, and then bringing them back to really serve the workforce needs in the kingdom, and also we're going to repeat that in UAE. So future expansion plans, as I said, we will continue to grow outside of these two countries, where you now have a location in Riyadh, but then also in UAE, and then we're going to be really expanding very aggressively in the next couple of years into the other GCC countries. So let's talk a little bit about our manufacturing plant. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek, because King Abdullah Economic City is pretty far from here, but you're all more than welcome to all come and visit us. But it is a state-of-the-art facility, highly automated, and as I said, can do 5,000 cars. We have produced thousands of cars out of this location, and have actually started to export outside of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with the first cars coming to UAE. Okay, what really drives? I think one of the things that you have already, noticed out of all the panels that happened today, all the keynotes, we are in this game for one reason, and that one reason is sustainability. So we need to talk about how can the technology be used to get the goals that we are looking for. One of the, Andreas just said, we need to go back and I completely agree with this. Let's go back to where it all started. It's all about sustainability. It's about using raw material in the least quantity to get the mileage. So this is what Lucid, we are really driven by this. This is the base core of our existence, a technology that is driving the world forward. So electric vehicle adoption is not just a trend because of that reason. And at Lucid, we're aligned in driving that innovative solutions to achieve this sustainability targets. We are on a mission to advance and elevate the entire EV industry and inspire the adoption of sustainable transportation. Our commitment to pushing the boundaries of what is possible knows no boundaries. And this relentless pursuit of innovation has led to the creation of advanced technology and the most captivating luxury electric vehicle centered around the human experience. We have, in our 3 years or 4 years of existence, have won 3 years in a row Luxury Car of the Year because of this reason. It is not just an electric car that we are producing, but we are producing something that is highly attractive, highly efficient, and highly productive at the same time. So driving the innovation is really rooted in our Silicon Valley technology. And when I talk about that, we have the longest range vehicle in production currently. We have the most awarded sedan, four-door sedan in the world, ICE or EV, in 3-4 years of its existence. And then it is the fastest charging vehicle in the world at the same time. So with 12-13 minutes of charging on a high-fast charger, you can get 300-350 kilometers on the car. These numbers are exceptional, and that is what the customer wants. The customer wants convenience while they're contributing towards sustainability. The dedication to elevating electric performance through leading-edge technology, refined designs, and on-road versatility is going to lead the customer to adopt much more faster to electric vehicles. We have followed up by the launch of our Lucid Air Sapphire after our Lucid Air model series, the Touring, Pures, Grand Touring, and Dream Edition. Sapphire is the world's most powerful sedan currently in production, with 1,400, almost 1,230 horsepower and 0 to 60 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers in around 2 seconds. And in some cases, some of the professional drivers have achieved 1.7 seconds. So it is highly, highly technological, fast, but still at the same time, a four-door sedan with the convenience where people can actually practically use it. So how is our car, what are the different models that we are providing? So here on the screen, you can see, we have many offerings starting from the pure rear-wheel drive to pure all-wheel drive, Touring, Grand Touring, Dream Edition, and Sapphire. And some of the ranges, you can see some of the ranges are phenomenal. We're 710 kilometers of range on our entry-level car, and then going all the way up to 839 kilometers on the Grand Touring range. So, and Dream Edition range actually goes up to 883 kilometers. These numbers are phenomenal, and we talked about charging. When you have a fastest charging car in the world with these type of ranges, range anxiety is becoming history. Public infrastructure is definitely needed. I completely agree with all the experts that were here. But also, at the same time, the consumer should know that you can actually charge at your home once a week with these type of numbers for city driving. And 99% of the time for a sedan, you will be perfectly fine without plugging into the public infrastructure. You definitely need the public infrastructure for cars that have 400-500-kilometer range, and also when you're traveling from a city to city, like Riyadh to Jeddah or Riyadh to Dubai. So I started talking about sustainability and efficiency. That relationship is very important. Some of the EV range leaderboard from Edmunds.com, you can see how Lucid is way out there when it comes to ranges. And I think this trend is going to continue. Every car company is looking to increase the range. But I think there will be a point where the consumer will not have the range anxiety. And when that happens, I think you will see a very significant change in the way these cars are produced, and also cost, price will definitely come down. So sustainability drives us, as I said, and we definitely aim to become more sustainable over time, going back to where it all started. Efficiency is the single most metric for an electric vehicle company to prove its technology. And this, of course, means improved environmental impact through lower energy consumption per mile and per kilometer. So this board actually shows you that we are already there. But we have recently, Peter Rawlinson, our CEO, announced in UK in one of the, with Financial Times, that we are aiming to go to 5 miles per kilowatt hour or above. Currently, we are the leader in that, where we actually give you 4.6, 4.7 miles per kilowatt hour. Our competitors are all below 4. They have beautiful designs, beautiful interiors, and they can catch up on that. But our technology is where we are the leaders, and that really drives the sustainability, going back to the core sustainability as we were talking in the last panel. So what does that mean? It means that when you can get more miles, more kilometers out of a kilowatt hour, you are lowering the raw material usage per vehicle. And we all talk about, how is lithium, where is it available, are we going to run out of it? Of course, with that, all of those concerns go down. A lower cost of ownership, because if you can have a smaller battery with similar type of range numbers, you can give that cost back to the consumer. And then a superior EV, where you're enjoying something knowing that your product is actually really reducing the carbon footprint. So we strive to achieve this highest efficiency per mile per kilometer and remain the EV leader in this market. This is a priority, and it is by no means an industry norm, but it should be. We think it should be, because every car manufacturer should think like this if we really want to get the carbon footprint completely down. So with our game-changing technology that demonstrates that it can be done. If you put your mind to it, you can produce motors that are 30, 40% the size of your competitor, but they will give you more efficiency at the same time. You use less battery cell power to get you more horsepower and more range, and also at the same time charge quickly. That is, in a nutshell, what a Lucid Air really represents. A Lucid EV currently needs fewer battery cells for the same range that its closest competitor is giving. And that is a very key point, because a lot of people can come out and say that we are producing a car that has a range. But if you put a 150 kilowatt battery pack, yes, you can do that. Do it at the smallest size possible. Get more efficient so that we are truly seeing a transformation towards sustainability. And then I think, creating sustainable mobility without compromise, and that's what I mean. You can have a bigger battery cell and bigger battery pack to get the same range. Let's not do that. Let's challenge ourselves. As OEMs, as supply chain, as the raw material supplier, let's come up with these solutions that will actually give the consumer a better choice, but also at the same time, let's not forget that we are in this business to make the world more sustainable. This is basically all I had today. I think, you know, I would be okay if we have time to take few questions. Thank you.